Hello, my name is Molly. Welcome to my channel. Please take a second to like, share, subscribe the video if it resonates with you. I just want to take a second and talk about the term starseed. So this is a term that we hear a lot if you listen to certain channels or blogs, or if you spend any time in some of these mystic shops or crystal shops. So what is a starseed? What does that mean? So this is everything is my interpretation, but the idea that I consistently hear is that we are all, souls. We are all greater souls that come down to have an experience here on the planet. So that's kind of where this begins. If you want to wrap your mind around that idea, that we are all kind of like almost see it as these like higher beings, okay, that come down and say, we're gonna have a human life. Okay, it's basically that idea there. Now, the idea behind a star seed is that they are not, from the earth, so to speak. Even though I've not really heard many people talk about anyone really, their soul originating from the earth itself. So it's kind of, a little bit of a blanket term. Everyone that at least that I've ever heard speak of this feels a pull to another place. So we see this physically as this, draw to aliens, extraterrestrials. There's more out there. There's certainly been movements of that for a long time, right? This pull to the stars. So the idea is that there has been other, experiences that your soul has had. I don't think that any, if many, have been maybe this dense, this physical, but that you've had experience in other planets, in other lifetimes, in other expressions. They really get into different labels of groups. So you'll hear different groups described, like, the Pleiadians or Arcturians or reptilian. I mean, there's a lot of different expressions that your soul could have experienced. So the idea of a starseed is that you are from the stars, and that you chose to come to Earth to have an experience here on this planet at this time in this moment. Now I think this is often linked to a light worker. People talk about light workers a lot. So that idea is kind of a little more linked into you would have chosen to come in, and you would want to anchor your light, right, or your more of your greater being into the earth. If you would have looked at the earth and said, wow, these are really tough times, this is a really dense expression, with war and famine and abuse and terrible things happening, so to speak. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to help. I want to help. So that's kind of, I think, the energy that comes behind a lot of this. Call them light workers, warriors of light, anything where you're kind of hearing people talk like that. The idea is that at a higher level, and when I say higher, I'm just talking about vibration, but where you would have more of your consciousness, right? More understanding of things from a higher perspective. And you would have said, you know what, I believe that I can go in and I can help. And it could literally just be being embodied, right? So, a lot of people do feel drawn to teaching or serving or helping, but in a sense, if you are a greater being and you what came in to help, just being embodied, just holding that presence on the planet would be in and of itself, right? Holding light here. So, when some people think, oh, this is just too much to bear, this is just terrible, I think, give yourself that credit that just being here, especially through really difficult times and experiences, that could be it. That is enough, right? You don't need to have your name on billboards or be a really public figure or cure cancer, or, I'm not saying that you couldn't do those things, but you're not required to do anything more than just be yourself. I mean, not really required to do that either, but if you want to feel really good, to kind of hold your light and be yourself. So those are just pretty simple explanations of being a starseed, which would be, a soul that would have had other experiences from other planets. And so in a sense, you're coming from the stars, right? And then a light worker, which is just the idea of coming here to hold your light, share your light, help, perhaps guide, teach. Each of us would have a very unique purpose and path, but those are pretty general terms, just my definition of them. So I hope that everything is going well with you, and sending you love and light. Bye.